So first we're going to start with a clean cart and then add our poser. We use a boppy at our hospital. In addition to the boppy, we use a piece of fleece like this. If you don't have fleece or you can't bring anything at all into your hospital, you can always use a hospital blanket. I would probably use 2 folded lengthwise and then rolled up together to fill in that spot where the boppy splits so that you make a nice ring for baby. I would also probably fold one up and put it right there in the middle. But that's why I like my fleece, because I can have this long piece of fabric that is folded lengthwise and then roll it up about 2/3 of the way. That gives me a little bump right there to fill in that split, and then I kind of fan out that tail and make it a nice comfy spot for baby to sit. Okay, so now you have your underlayer set up, so it's time for the backdrop. I always use a stretch fabric. If you've watched my other video, it goes a little bit more in depth on how I set up my cart, so we're just going to run through it quickly. Go ahead and toss the fabric over the cart. I'm going to secure it at the top with 2 clips. Then I'm going to smooth down the sides. I don't have that third panel or that side panel on this cart, so you would have to modify for that. You don't want to pull too tight here because you might get tension wrinkles when you put baby on there. It also might prop baby up too high, which is a little bit unsafe, so we don't want to do that. Now I'm going to clip the bottom. I pull my fabric just until the majority of the wrinkles disappear and clip. Normally I do this with 2 clips, but my other clip is currently playing the role of MacGyver tripod on the windowsill for this, so I'm going to get creative. Do not attempt this. This is just because wrinkly backdrops are a pet peeve of mine for this video. Now we're going to move on to the wrap. I prefer these crinkle headscarf wraps. They have enough give to allow baby some comfort while also letting me get the wrap nice and secure. I go ahead and unwrap it, toss the top or the roll over the top. You want about 1/3 of the wrap hanging down the front. This is about how wide you want your wrap to be. It's about 18 inches. This is going to be small enough for the smallest baby and big enough for our big hefty babies. When you get these scarves, they're quite see-through and very wide, so I fold them in half lengthways to get that proper width. If your fabric is folded, it's easiest if you keep the folded edge up towards baby's head and shoulders and the open edge by baby's feet. I can't exactly explain the physics of it. It's just harder for babies to wiggle out if it's like that. So now we're going to go ahead and pick up baby. No one judge my Temu reborn baby. And place them in the boppy at an angle where their butt is in the center of the donut and their shoulders are parallel to the top of our wrap. I like to start mine with the light source coming down from the top of baby's head. It's a good habit to get into to make sure your lighting is always top down instead of bottom up. You're going to also want to have about 6 to 8 inches of fabric on baby's right side. Bigger babies, you'll want a little less, and little babies, you're going to want a little bit more fabric. So when baby is oriented like this, we're going to start with this outside right arm. With my right hand, I'm going to gently hold baby's hand on their tummy or lower chest, and with my left, I'm going to wrap that little end of our wrap across their torso and tuck it around behind their hip. Once you have that fabric across their body, you're effectively securing that arm, so you can bring your right hand out. Go ahead and fold that left arm down. I use my left hand to just lay my hand right over baby's hand, adjust my wrap as I need to, and then I'm going to pull the fabric down to come over that shoulder and just hold that with my left hand. At this point in the wrapping process, I'm not worried about baby's feet. We are only worried about securing baby's arms at this point in time. So go ahead and let baby's feet do what baby's feet are going to do. Right now, it is all about making sure that his hands are nice and secure up underneath that blanket. So this long tail of fabric that we have here needs to go underneath baby's bottom. So we're going to rotate baby just a little bit and tuck as much as we can with just our left hand behind baby's bottom. Then take our right, pull the long tail around baby's feet and up under the rest of baby's bottom. Go ahead and make sure that you have your wrap nice and smooth and straightened out, because this is an easy place for it to get tangled up. Take the time right now to smooth it out. I find that having the tail coming out with the bottom of the tail coming out by baby's feet and the top of the tail coming out by baby's hip help me get the right angle that I need for when I go to pull this wrap up to secure baby's feet. Now that we have our tail straight, we're going to go ahead and use this piece to, again, fold around baby's feet up to their shoulder. Even babies who are kind of pushing against you a little, if you just rock this piece of fabric up against their feet a little bit, they'll usually bend their little legs and let you get this wrapped nice and securely. So again, we're going to go around the feet, and tuck right behind that shoulder. If we were able to get baby super secure at the beginning of our wrap, you should have a fairly calm baby by this point. This is just about securing the end of your wrap and making sure that baby is nice and comfortable and that everything looks nice. I use my forearms a lot whenever I'm supporting baby, so I go ahead and hold baby using my entire forearm so that I can get the end of this wrap around baby's shoulders. Using your forearms helps you feel more secure and baby to feel more secure. Go ahead and take the time again to straighten out the tail, make sure there's no bumps, make sure it's not twisted behind baby, and we're going to fold that last tail right around their shoulder and down to their right hip. You'll see that I use my elbow to hold that wrap nice and secure so that I can use my hand to support baby's head and my other hand to finish tucking. So now I'm going to go ahead and pick baby up so that I can fold the last bit of that tail behind baby's back. I like to put it closer up to their shoulder blades to help support them once I put them down on the boppy. I'm going to adjust my bottom fleece to make sure their feet are supported as well. So if we were to stop right here, baby's head would not be very well supported. So we are going to take a second piece of fleece and use that as a bump fabric. So we're going to use that fabric to create like a little pillow for baby's head. We roll it up just to the edge there, and I'm going to put it underneath the backdrop to support baby's head. I want baby's face to be more turned towards the light, so that's the side I'm going to put it on. Now that it's up under baby's face, I'm just going to make sure it's nice and comfortable for them, not showing too much. It gives them just a little bit so that as I turn their body and the cart towards the light, they have something to rest their face on. I hope this wrapping tutorial helps you guys with a new skill to practice. If you need any clarification on any of the steps, definitely feel free to reach out. Thanks.